Well, hello there and welcome to Pauli's Proscopic Fit Identification. Except it's no longer called Pauli's Proscopic Fit Identification because, let's face it, the name is kind of a wee bit difficult. So it is called now Proentific. It's like combination of science and pro-science. It's like two good things in one package, two bad things in one package. Anyway, today's topic is the abdominal muscles. I know it is probably the most boring video you ever watch. Well, yes, unless you find the video where they watch paint drying. I think that could be actually more interesting than this. Well, yes. However, it is actually very useful. Point is that if you have never ever, and you probably haven't, opened your abdominal muscles, there is surprising benefits to be reaped. And even if you don't do the physical therapy today, I have some stuff that will actually let you do your abdominal work better, no matter which kind of stuff you do. The reason why there aren't actually much videos about opening the abdominal muscles, well, that takes us back to the early 2000s where Women's Health and Fitness magazine published this article that's saying that, hey, you should never open your physical therapy muscles, your abdominal muscles, or you will die. Die! Die! That's, however, not true. There isn't like actual scientific evidence to point out that in any way, but it was like a kind of sensational thing and it got shared and it kind of got into gym mythos, so yeah. There is some truth in one way. If you have given a birth or you have had a surgery or you have a cavity or split between this little canyon between your abdominal muscles on each side, you might want to avoid the middle section. But other than that, it's fair game. So, since today's topic is freaking boring, let's be honest about it, I'm just gonna cover the actual science as we do the work. So let's get going! Blah. Chances are, if you have watched my previous videos, you might be thinking that, hey, he has some interesting, exotic and peculiar training methodology or stretch which will let you open your abdominal muscles. No. I only have this ball, and that's about what I have. Now, since the dawn of time, or I don't know, since somebody came up with the magic trick, magicians have pulled out things from their hats, rabbits and stuff. Well, obviously I'm not a magician and I don't have a hat, so in style of bros, I will pull this out from my ass. Yeah. Now, sorry about the sound. The reason why I have this is that if we wouldn't have this large ball, if we would have just a, let's say, baseball, a super ball, or anything kind of small, we need elevation. It can be books. It can be even something like that has a little edge, whatever. It can be even an adult's toy. If it goes horribly wrong, however, it might be a bit hard to explain, and nobody's gonna believe you anyway. So what we would do, we would have it like this, we would place the ball on top of it, and then we take our abdominal muscles. Now, here a picture which shows that we're just gonna open the muscles like from here side, this side, to here, and there, and here, and here, and here. So we go here, and we go a little bit lower, then here, a little bit lower, here, etc. So that's how it goes. Sides are pretty much that you put it on your side and then just lean on top of that. Now, that's pretty much all there is to these things. Now, I will not need this because we have this very, very, very large ball, but I'm gonna show you quickly. So place it, then you park your abdominal muscles. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Abdominal muscles like this, and then you just let your abdominal muscles relax. Yeah. But that's how it goes. And it has surprising, surprising benefits for your training regimen. All right, so I'm just gonna place it and we're gonna start from up here. Picture please. So those are the points you're gonna cover. Very simple. So you just place it on your abdominal muscle, and then you just let it relax. Now, what's gonna happen here is that it probably, if you have never done it, it hurts like, no. Some evil words, like motherfucker. Yeah, anyway, so it hurts a lot. But what you're gonna notice as you progress, you're gonna feel this warmth. Your abdominal muscles start feeling warm and very nice, and the pain actually vanishes. So those points, as you open them up, the pain vanishes and goes away, and you get this warm feeling to replace them. Now, it's highly likely that you have the most pain towards your sides, near to the obliques. That's where people usually have the most pain, and then towards the middle part. But we're not gonna open go completely in the middle. If you have like separation between those abdominal muscles, it's not gonna do good. But once you open these muscles, somewhat, it will help to like close the gap a little bit, because it's not any longer so much stretch. However, it's not like a absolute solution, but so you know it will help a little bit. So now I moved a bit towards my side. So if I show here, I'm like basically was here, and then I moved like a bit lower, and now I'm around this area. Then I will go here, and then I switch to the side, like this. And one thing, if it's extremely painful, you could consider taking NSAIDs, which is ibuprofen and stuff like that, because that will let you have much less nasty night. Now, once you have opened these muscles, no, I don't do this often, and I actually have trained my abs quite a lot recently, so this is kind of painful. This is actually horribly painful, but you don't see it from my face because I'm so resistant. No, yeah, you will see it from my face. I'm not so resistant. But once you start doing this, your abdominal muscle training will be better, and probably the activation. Now, there is a few options. Now, this is actually related to any ab training. Well, people don't do so much crunches these days as they used to do. So you have all these other exercises for that. But even no matter what you do, even if it's normal crunch, leg raises or whatever, or hanging leg raises, what you're gonna do is that you want, so you want to push your fingers inside your abdominal muscle like this. So you want to push them inside of you. And why do you poke your side in, the obliques in, you poke the middle in, and you try to spread it as wide like this. Now what I'm going to do, so I'm trying to reach my insides. So I'm going to push my fingers out from my sides, from my abdominal muscle. What it does, it activates the top section and the lowest section. Everything is activated your abdominal muscles. Now, whichever of those chosen abdominal exercises you do, it will be significantly harder with much better activation for your ab work. And that's something you could try when you go to the gym next time, that try to activate those abdominal muscles and try to do crunches, but try to do them as stupidly slow as possible with focus and activation on the abdominal muscles, instead of doing gazillion, million, trillion, gillion reps, which will accomplish nothing. I'm actually opening now a spot that's very sore for me, and I'm letting it to open up, so I will just cover the science really quickly. So we can basically group our body into two different categories. We have the inside organs, which keeps you alive, most important. That's where your most resources go. But when it comes to like muscles and ligaments and joints and stuff, they have significantly lower resource pool. In order for you to actually recover quicker, open your muscles, how massage works, how acupuncture works, how basically everything relating the muscle stimulus, outside muscle stimulus, and even what we do works is that you give your body a need to resolve the issue. So it has to do something about the underlying issue. So you give it an irritation and your body responds to irritation. Acupuncture is basically you poke a hole in your muscle and your body has to fix that. The same idea here, without actually poking metal rods into your body. Anyway, that pretty much covers the science. This is basically how it goes. So we go lower and lower and then switch next spot and to the side, because I don't want to make a like really an hour video about this topic. It's not that complicated. Yeah, that's how it goes. So you go lower and open a spot. And we have the picture here. So on the top section here, you might have just one spot to open. And next one you have two. And the next one on the other side you have two. And then you have three. And the lowest section has basically four. The side abdominal muscles, what you do, the obliques, so you throw the ball away, wait! You just place the ball here and you just relax. Now, this is probably gonna feel the worst. And the closer to your back here you go, the worse it feels. Avoid damaging your ribs, obviously. Yeah, so that's how you basically open these muscles. You just press it and let it relax. Now, important, the low section here, like let's say I'm at the lowest now. So I have, let's imagine I have actually done this properly. You do it in a way, you're not trying to do it quickly. You might take maybe a minute, 30 seconds, whatever, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, in order to open a cluster of muscles. And then you just go lower. Now, that's basically everything there is about this topic. Once you have done it, your next gym session is gonna be freaking amazing. And it's gonna actually reduce strain on your lower back, do the better activation of your core muscles. And what I showed with the fingers and stuff, what it lets you do, most people are well able to activate abdominal muscles. Some are more dominant on the upper side, which is reason why nowadays people do lots of different other variations other than crunches, because in crunch it's very easy to use your lower back and your back muscles, and it's you might not use the whole groups of abdominal muscles. Especially when it comes to obliques for deadlifting and squatting and stuff, you need to kind of learn, if you ever gonna do anything heavy, really heavy, you need to learn how to activate the side abdominal muscles, the obliques. You have to be able to activate everything on this area. And same is like with the abs, you have to be able to activate these. And with the finger technique, and then you push against those fingers, then you know how to activate it. Once you have activated those muscles, you take a small gulps of breath, just a little breathing, and then you do your crunches or whichever thing you do. And it's significantly harder, and you don't have to do so many reps. Anyway, if anybody finds the paint drying video, you can post it basically in the comments, and it might be even more interesting than this. Well, yes, I don't know. You be the judge of that. So that's pretty much everything I have for this time. Goodbye.